It's coffee break. Not much this week.
Last week, you were like, I'm gonna get sick.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, well, that was your fun adventure this week, wasn't it?
You might be able to hear it in my voice.
Well, you can hear I'm clogged up too. And in that Sawtooth review that I did, you can hear that, like, I'm fighting this thing still.
I'm editing my Ruby Arrowfell review, and I can hear like the beginning of some sick nasaliness creeping in every now and then.
Nice.
Now I'm at the point where I'm like it's either gross nasally or whispering.
Well, don't whisper. We did get the Oscar nominations. Now, last year, I thought about this today, and I was like, oh, I missed the Oscars, but I haven't recorded Coffee Break yet, so I'll make time out of my day off and watch the Oscars. And I hardly talked about them. And I was just like, am I wasting my time with the Oscars here?
I'm going to say yes. I have really become disillusioned with these awards ceremonies.
Yes, they are getting annoying, and they're just patting each other on the back. And there are some questionable, well, there's just noticeable missing things in the nominations.
Orlok didn't get nominated?
Yeah, Bill
Really?
Skarsgård playing Orlok, Count Orlok.
He like trained with a Broadway like opera singer to be able to project his voice in a specific manner. And one of the guys that did get nominated didn't even do the accent he was supposed to do right. And they had to AI the accent in later.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, so we're just going to pick and choose the ones we want to talk about.
Okie dokie.
And that way we don't have to go through an entire list.
Because also, after a while, it's like, alright, the same 5 things again and again. Same old nominations again and again.
Well, Emilia Perez got 13 nominations, the most out of anything.
Jeez.
So that movie's all over the place.
Good luck, Amelia.
I never heard about it until...
What movie? Is that the name of the movie?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. What's it? I imagine it's about a woman named
Yeah.
Amelia Perez.
Yes. It's safe to assume so. Sebastian Stan got nominated for Best Actor for The Apprentice, playing Donald Trump. Thought that was cool.
That's cool.
And then Ralph Fiennes got nominated for playing one of the popes in Conclave.
Yeah, I saw a trailer for Conclave. And every single time, I'm like, what?
So
What?
I talked about Conclave like briefly when it was coming out, and I was like, I do want to watch it, and I haven't yet, but I know I can now. And I was talking about how cool their costumes are. Because they're replicating Christian or Catholic Church.
Yeah.
You get some really cool designs going on.
I'll give them this. They had their embroidery game down.
Well, they got a nomination for it. And I was like, I was right. Supporting actors, Jeremy Strong. Thought that was funny. Against Kieran Culkin.
Yeah.
It's Secession again. Ariana Grande got a supporting nod.
It's so funny because the site, is this the official, this is
No.
the pictures they're using. It's like refined woman, fairy pink princess.
Well, also, Cynthia, who
Yes.
played...
Did she not get nominated?
No, she got nominated for Best Leading Role. So they
Okay,
both
good.
got nominated, which makes me wonder, I'm guessing Wicked is good.
Everyone talked about it.
There's no way it's not better than Oz the Great and Powerful.
I think it's also just like, there's not a lot of musicals, so it's not like Disney's latest schlock they're crapping out.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah, it's a different type of musical, and it's adapting a beloved musical. I mean, how long has Wicked been on Broadway? I bet it's still there.
yeah,
Next to, what's the other one?
Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton.
And it's so different compared to what all the other movies will
Yeah.
this year.
Yeah. But
Also-
lighthearted.
To interrupt, I'm amazed they haven't made Hamilton a movie yet.
They did.
Not like filming the Broadway thing.
Okay.
Like just like how they did with Les Mis, only with good songs.
So, I think it's too soon to make the movie adaptation, but I'm willing to bet Disney already has them. And they're the ones who released, I think, the record and that filming of the musical itself.
Yeah, I think it's on Disney Plus actually.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure they already have the rights. They're probably like, let it run its course through Broadway. And then when people are like, oh, we've seen it enough times, we'll make a live action story of it.
They're like, wait until we're really struggling. And the way Disney's going, might be sooner rather than later. Because I think that one would be a guaranteed moneymaker. Not necessarily good reviews, but everyone would watch it.
Yeah. For animated feature film, right, we got Flow, which is an international film. Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, and The Wild Robot.
Okay.
So I heard great things about Flow. People really enjoy this.
I saw a clip of the animation and it looked nice.
Yes. And people really enjoyed The Wild Robot. So it really actually comes down to those two, which is interesting. That kicks out Inside Out 2. Pixar's just doing the same slop like you were talking about.
Also, I'm going to say, Inside Out 2 is like, no. Even if it was good, I don't think many people thought it was that good.
Yeah.
But it's definitely not Oscar nomination worthy.
Well, yeah, there wasn't much to compare to, I guess. Cinematography, interesting enough, Dune Part 2 and Nosferatu. Costume design, like I said, Conclave, Nosferatu, Wicked, Gladiator 2, and A Complete Unknown.
It's Bob Dylan, right?
Yes, this is the Bob Dylan movie starring Timothée Chalamet.
What decade was Bob Dylan? Like, which decade is this one taking place in?
Well, I think it's just his life, but the 70s?
That's easy to get those clothes.
You know, this nomination doesn't even bother me. It's the one later on for Best Music. And you're just like, what?
It's just, I like Bob Dylan.
Yeah. Directing, James Mangold for A Complete Unknown. I thought that was interesting, especially since his last movie was Indiana Jones 5. Yeah.
That one got Razzie.
And also, I noticed Roger Eggers is not on here.
They always
And I'm like,
snub the horror
Yep.
and the animation.
and
Horror, animation, and comedy.
one day he's going to get it.
Should have gotten it for The Witch, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
But everyone was too much of a coward.
Best makeup and hairstyling, Nosferatu and Wicked. Oh, and A Different Man. Music. Okay. Wicked and Wild Robot. And then, where is it? This list makes no sense to me. Why is it so weirdly out of order?
Like all over the place.
Yeah. Best pictures. Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys. Never heard of that. The Substance and Wicked.
See, that's the thing. They'll pull up these completely random movies that no one's heard of, and it's some like artsy Better Man got a nomination. No one watched it.
So best visual effects, and here's the last part I'm going to talk about because I know this isn't that fun. Alien Romulus, Better Man, which is that weird.
Yeah, Robbie Williams.
Yeah,
Or whatever. Being
and it's
a monkey.
a musical about his life.
Yeah.
Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Ugh.
Which looked ugly.
Yes.
I think it goes to Dune Part 2. And the reason why it can't go to Romulus is because when they released it in theaters, they didn't have time to finish Rook. Rook is the android. And apparently he looks really bad.
Dang.
And the version that we've seen, because we waited for the home release, they had time to go back and fix that.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Yeah.
But
And I think just that alone, you don't deserve the win because the product you delivered was unfinished.
yeah.
That's
You don't get to release a DLC later.
yeah, exactly.
Right?
Shadows of the Air Tree.
But I'm glad it got a nomination.
Yeah.
The effects are very good, especially on the finale.
Yeah. Okay, so in weirder news, Elliot Page will return to play in a live-action Beyond Two Souls television
Wow.
series. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Wait. So they're they're making a live act Netflix.
No.
No.
Elliot Page is doing this.
Okay.
I'm assuming he would have the backing of the studio.
They're too old to play the same character now, though.
Isn't that interesting?
So maybe they're gonna be a different character that's gonna like oversee the production.
Yeah.
That's gonna be what a big step
We
in their
don't
career.
we don't know much, but it's interesting that video game tried so hard to be live action, and now we'll just make the live action.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll get Willem Dafoe to come back.
Why would he not come back?
He would probably love it. He loves his weird little things. The fact that he did it in the first place is...
Yeah, I thought that was strange too. So I just wanted to say that. Again, we don't know much, but it is an interesting development. Dan Brown, the writer of the Da Vinci Code,
Okay.
announced a new book for that series.
Ah.
Langdon is his last name. Robert Langdon
Okay.
is the... Yeah, anyways. And it's called Secret of Secrets. And I was just like, oh, man.
Oh, you got me. As soon as that water hit my mouth. Have
got-
you ever seen... It's like those, like, old, like, pictures where it's like, take the first letter of your name, and you get a word,
Yeah.
and your birthday, and you get a word. And it's like, this was like your wolf name.
Yeah.
And it's Moon.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't know people still wanted this series to keep going.
I didn't know there was a series. I thought it was just the one book or
No,
whatever.
no, no. So I can't remember the name. I think this is the 5th one, so I don't remember the name of the 4th one.
Jeez Louise.
But also the Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, Lost Symbol.
Okay. Have all of them been turned into
Yes.
movies?
No, but they've all been adapted.
Ah.
So that last one was adapted for television, and it didn't do so well. And the movies, Tom Hanks played Robert, and then the TV show he didn't play him.
What is the story about?
What is he? What? It's been a while since I've seen it because I've seen the 2 with Tom Hanks. Da Vinci Code was amazing.
Yeah.
And Angels and Demons was not as good, even though the bad guy is Ewan McGregor.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it when he plays villains. He's so good.
But he's not as charismatic as he is when he plays Black Mask.
Yeah. Well, Black Mask has got a specific kind of pizzazz.
Yeah. Basically, this character's running around in these old locations, unlocking the secrets of Christ. Mm-hmm. Right?
So a bit like, National Treasure.
So I see where you're trying to fit it in.
Is that the name of that movie?
Yes.
What's his name? The man who stars in National Treasure.
Nicolas Cage.
That was my first movie of Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
And then I saw everyone's jokes about his, like, mannerisms and stuff. And I was like, that makes no sense. He was so normal in that one, because he is. And then I watched the second National Treasure. And I'm like, oh, I'm starting to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, he has quirks as an actor, which is interesting. So Echo and Agatha All Along were the least viewed MCU shows made.
Unbelievable.
They have a unique similarity.
Can't help but notice the
But
one thing they
then-
have in common.
WandaVision did really good. So you
Yeah.
can't make that argument. But it is interesting that both these shows star women.
I don't know what people don't like about Echo. Like, when I made my list,
Yeah.
my like, top end of the year list, I was like, surely no one would have anything to say. Like, Echo's going to be one of the ones where everyone just kind of generally agrees with me. I've gotten several comments of people being like, I heard it was bad. And I was like, how? In what way?
Yeah, I don't know who watched it, who didn't watch it. Apparently not many people. But I was like, I thought we were all here for the ride.
I was like, I guess I could say it felt too short, kind of rushed.
Yeah.
Maybe.
She does have a weird connection to Kingpin.
Yeah.
And you remember, like, the side of his face got messed up? Mm-hmm. Or his eye?
Yeah.
And then he had to get, like, that robotic one. Mm-hmm. But I noticed Daredevil, Born Again, they didn't really talk about that.
Oh.
And he doesn't really seem to have anything going on there.
Didn't think about it.
Yeah.
He would put in the money to, like, get the skin graft surgery and whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's running for mayor now, so that will be an interesting dynamic. What did he do in between the shows? But that might not ever actually show up. Because of how bad Agatha did, there will not be a season 2.
No.
Yes, sorry.
But it was so... Everyone who did watch it thought it was great.
Yeah. No,
Cowards.
it is great. Now, with what I was saying about Kingpin and Daredevil, the showrunner of Daredevil has admitted that he just completely ignored anything from She-Hulk.
Good. Okay. I liked She-Hulk. I thought it was plenty fine, but I did not want to see...
What? The yellow?
The yellow is okay. I didn't want them trying to like loop the dialogue back around to reference her somehow.
Yeah.
And also mostly I hate Scar. And I know he doesn't have anything to do with the Daredevil, but I do not want
Okay.
I don't want Hulk's random son from another galaxy
my
showing
God.
up out of nowhere.
The toys for Cap 4 came out.
Yeah.
And there's this like tall Sam, Captain America, right?
Nice.
And then a slightly bigger but same height Red Hulk,
Okay.
right? And I was looking at them, and Sam, his action figure looks like him. He's wearing his goggles, right?
Yeah.
And then you can also see a picture of him next to it, so you know it's this character, right? And then when you look at the Red Hulk, no, they didn't even try. It was so bad. Next time you're in the store, just go find it, because it's funny how bad off it was. Because the picture, the Red Hulk, when you look at him, looks like Harrison Ford, right?
Yeah.
Because that's who plays him, right? Mm-hmm. And in the same thing, when people become the Hulks, or whoever's playing the Incredible Hulk usually ends up looking like it, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So then, the toy is just so off. It's not even close.
That's
You're like,
embarrassing.
yeah, that was funny to me. But so with Daredevil, I don't know if they're going to acknowledge Echo or She-Hulk. You know, this might be just a completely clean start.
Maybe. They've tried doing that a couple times.
I know.
And that was what Echo was supposed to be.
So I'm really confused. But also, we're getting closer to March, and that's really exciting for me.
Yeah.
I know the new Spider-Man show came out with the first 2 episodes.
I have no interest in
Friendly
it.
Neighborhood Spider-Man.
And this is going to be hypocritical as hell as someone who has Ruby be the majority of what I focus on.
Yes.
I think it just looks ugly.
Okay.
It's so ugly.
Well, I'm not a big fan of the way it looks either, but I'm still going to watch it.
We can check it out. Maybe. I'm not too.
This is my new thing.
I know what happens in the first episode.
Does he become Spider-Man?
It's like already like story hopping, like talking about like Doctor Strange or something like that. And it's like, why can't it just be about, we already have to do the multiverse stuff in episode 1. We can't just have Spider-Man.
I thought he was supposed to be a young kid.
He's in like high school.
Yeah, so yeah, he's supposed to be younger than he was in Homecoming?
But he was in high school in Homecoming.
Yeah, but he was like a senior. Or he was a junior. He's a junior, and he's a senior in the second one.
I don't know.
And he's just a homeless kid in the third one. Yeah, I just want to watch it. It's been a while since they've made a Spider-Man show that I was interested in.
Alright. We can check it out.
Okay. The Netflix live-action One Piece will have Lego sets later this year.
Yes!
It was announced. We haven't gotten a look at them, but I was like, oh my god, I need the Going Merry.
Right.
I was like, no, that's the one. I need all 5 of them.
Yeah.
5 on the Going Merry. That's the only puzzle or Lego set I want.
I wonder what other location. You could have an Arlong Park.
Yep, I thought about that. That's gonna be the biggest one.
Yes.
The Baratier.
Baratier would be fun.
Shanks.
Just him.
Yeah, and he only has one arm. And there's no spot to plug in.
I was thinking, how are they gonna do Luffy's stretchy arms? Like, can you just attach plugs to make it longer?
Somebody showed it off, or it was part of the official work, where you do see his arms.
Yeah.
And it's just like pieces that are colored like his skin that are just sockets.
Yeah, that's what I was.
And yeah,
that's what I
then you just
expected.
connect them, and then yeah, you can move them as you want. And,
That's adorable.
yeah.
I love that.
So imagine all the weird poses you can get your Luffy in.
Oh, Luffy, getting into trouble again.
Yep. So last week we talked about Roger Eggers. He is Robert. I keep doing that.
I do it constantly.
Yeah, Robert Eggers, and he's the director of Nosferatu.
Yep.
He did The Witch. We love all his movies. So I haven't seen Nosferatu, but I love it already.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not biased. But last week, new movie from him, Werewolf.
Yeah.
Right, that 13th century werewolf thing that's supposed to come out this year.
Yeah, supposedly.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know how you're going to turn around and do it that fast, but let's see. He is also now just signed on to do a Labyrinth sequel.
Yeah.
What was interesting was Scott Derrickson, the director of Sinister, Black Phone, and Doctor Strange,
Wow, what?
Yeah.
What a gambit.
was supposed to be working on this, and at one point they asked him how's it going, and he was like, it's a tough nut to crack, and then he quit the next week.
I imagine. Maybe it just wasn't up his alley.
Well, here's the thing. He's a horror director.
Yes.
After he did Sinister, then Doctor Strange, then Black Phone. When he left the superhero stuff, and he was working on the second Doctor Strange, and that's why it's so horror heavy. Mm-hmm. And he just went back to doing horror. He does horror movies, and Robert Eggers also does horror movies.
Yes.
So now I'm starting to get a good idea what the Jim Henson Company wants Labyrinth to take shape like. Mm-hmm. And it's going to be more terrifying than the original.
God, puppet horror.
Yeah, with this guy?
Puppet horror. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm too excited.
Now he has a magical world where he can just play endlessly.
I wonder if there will be music.
Why wouldn't there?
I don't know. I hope there is.
Yeah. I would go back to puppetry, the music, and just make it darker.
Mm-hmm.
Take away the dark crystal and make it dark labyrinth.
Also, Labyrinth already lends itself so well to more, not necessarily horror themes, but suspenseful themes.
There are some creepy things going on in there,
They
like
sure
the
are.
hands.
Yep. Yep.
The Fireside Gang.
Your helping hands. Oh, the Fire Gang. Yeah. Oh, I love them. I love their song.
Yep.
I think they're cool and they're fun because that's the threat about them is they don't want to hurt you, but they don't realize not everyone.
Stop defending these psychopaths.
It's funny and it's
not.
cool and I like them.
Okay.
Bog of Eternal Stench could be a lot scarier,
It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it got rid of the fart sound effects and made it actually like acid.
It is acid. Okay. Box office trolls.
Box office trolls.
I know, we are just the most excited bunch this week.
You can hear it in our very healthy
Yes.
voices.
Number 1, Flight Risk. What is this movie? It is an old man's action movie. Mark Wahlberg, who is now balding.
Boo.
I don't know, just to make himself look cooler.
I guess
Like he puts on a better performance with a bald cap now. I don't know.
As if the last movie he didn't have him be like this Casanova type guy. He just does whatever. He just bounces back and
No,
forth.
that wasn't his last movie. It was the one with Kevin Hart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and Andrew Santino. He's in there. And he has the best line. Yeah, and who's it directed by? We talked about him last week. He's one of Donald Trump's special appointed Hollywood stars to make greater films in America again. Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
The Australian. And, he's got a storied past in Hollywood. There was a point when he was on top.
Not anymore.
And he'll never achieve that.
No.
And he's talking about he's been talking about it for years. The sequel to The Passion of the Christ.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. Homie, it's hard to write the sequel when it hasn't happened yet. We're all still waiting on him to come back.
No, he's talking about the next few days when he comes back. He wants to adapt that. It's just the final bit of his story before he leaves and we wait for his second coming. I forgot the name of this part of his journey, but it's literally that title.
It's not as exciting as The Passion, hey.
No, Passion, I mean, there's a lot of emotion there, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's
but
not-
he's been talking about it for years, and it's never appeared, and I'm like, it's because nobody wants it.
No, people, they care about the passion part, and
Yeah.
then they don't really care about what happens
Yeah.
after.
Number 2, Mufasa, the Lion King.
Okay.
Number 3, One of Them Days.
Sure.
Number 4, Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
Yeah.
Which is on its way to being released soon.
I'm so freaking excited.
I showed you the steel case box art.
Uh-huh.
That is awesome.
You
They're-
can pick Sonic or Shadow.
Yep.
Oh,
You get
it's
to
so
choose.
Cool. I can't wait.
Yep. Moana 2.
Yeah.
Number 6, Presents.
Sure. It's a
Horror, right?
horror or Jesus?
It's kind of early for that, isn't it?
Is it?
Number 7, Wolfman. Number 8, A Complete Unknown.
Yeah.
Number 9, Den of Thieves Pantera.
Uh-huh.
And number 10, The Brutalist, which is going up because of its nominations.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wicked is also back to number 11.
Yeah, actually, you should be able to watch every film that was nominated in theaters again now.
Nice. Cool.
Which means that, no, Nosferatu's out, isn't it?
I don't... Yes.
I think the extended cut's out already. Okay.
Already?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, I didn't even see the original cut. So I'm pretty excited about that. Demon Slayer.
Yes.
Season 4. Swordsmith Village.
Yes.
Okay, I'm upset we lost our friends.
Yeah, that was the big, like, right away. It was like, oh, we don't have
Yeah.
Zenitsu and Inosuke with us? And Inosuke was real freaking funny.
Oh my god. Him just being on the ceiling, waiting a whole day for him.
Wake up, Kid Pachiro!
It doesn't even qualify his name. Oh man. Dude, he got me just dying. And I'm so upset that I just... Because when he first showed up, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to like this guy.
No, I hated both of them, honestly.
Yes, they were very annoying. But I was just like... Inosuke just keeps following him. And But he, like, talks about how he's so much better. But he, like... After the third season... Like, he helped out a lot on the train. But that third season... How much, like, better he has gotten.
Yeah.
And that poison thing,
Yeah.
where he's like, I'm from the mountains, you can't poison me? And you're
liked-
like, what?
I liked her being like, but that also means medicine doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I was like, haha, this is the kind of thing I'm into, where you get this awesome buff, but it also has a huge negative side effect.
Yes.
That's cool.
And, yeah, so Tanjiro now has 2 Hashiras with him.
Yeah.
Seaweed Head
Yeah.
and
Pink-haired girl.
Fairy Girl. We'll learn their names.
Yeah. I'm trying.
Yeah. But we got to hang out with the demons. We got to find out what the others are. And,
Wait, he also got his new coach, Kentaro, I think his name was. The one who was like, next time you see that seaweed head guy, tell him he should kill himself.
yes. No, commit.
Seppuku.
Yeah. And Tanjiro's like, you can't talk like that.
He's like such a, like a Reddit goblin.
But yeah, the demons. I want to see Upper 2. I want to see what he's capable of. And Upper 3, the one who killed Rengoku. I mean, he can hit hard.
I like how there's like a subplot of him progressing as a character.
Yep.
It's like, wow. Now, the 2 we're fighting, like, so far, I imagine we'll fight another one at some point in time.
Yeah.
The, like, emotion demon and the water demon. The
So-
jar demon.
Yeah, so Upper 5th and Upper 4th. Upper 4th is the emotional thing that you're talking about, where he can split. And then Upper 5th is, yes, that water vase ghost thing.
Cool design.
I don't like his eyeballs because he's got the like mouths in them and only one talks at a time.
Yeah.
I was watching closely.
And where his real eyes are is where his mouth should be, and on his forehead.
Yes. Yes. And then he has little hands all around him. At one point, his head gets severed, and then he uses those hands to walk around.
Gross.
Yeah, yeah, they're really cool, and I enjoy it. This is an awesome season so far. It's just I do miss my boys.
I do, yes. But I'm also excited to get a chance to like hang out with some other cool new people. I like Genya a lot.
Yeah,
He has a gun. He
Yeah.
had a really sad backstory. What a surprise. In Demon Slayer, who would have seen that one coming?
yeah. Not one of them are happy people. I can't imagine why you'd want to throw your life away to stopping these demons.
I'm really excited to learn more about the pink-haired Hashiro's backstory. Because she was like, I joined the Demon Slayers because I want to find a man. I want to find a husband.
Yeah. So is she our Boa Hancock character?
Well, I'm like, what's the real tragic backstory you got going on for you? Like, what actually happened? Because it can't just be that.
Yeah.
It has to be something that'll make me cry, for sure.
Also, we know that her sword's like a whip,
Yeah.
which is pretty cool. You know, I like the idea of like a whip sword. It goes back to Soul Calibur.
Yes. And I like how, how does that work physics-wise? It just does.
It doesn't.
Who cares?
Yeah, you gotta let that one go.
You're getting a cool fight, so shut up.
We caught up on Abbott Elementary, and
did.
I can tell you wrote about it in your worst. Season 3 was god awful,
It was super boring.
which sucks because season 1 is okay, right? But it's good enough to get 2, and 2 is pretty good.
2, I would say, is the best so far.
I don't know, 4 is at that same level.
4 has been fun.
And we've now developed some of these other characters. Because 3 got weird, the janitor is now a main character.
Yeah.
Which, if you look at the poster, he's on it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay. I guess he has lines in every single episode.
They had a crossover with It's Always Sunny.
Yes, and that was weird.
I thought that was a joke. When I first saw that,
Yeah.
I saw people murmuring about it on the internet. I thought people were just making a funny joke because it's in Philadelphia. I
Well-
didn't know they did it.
Do Abbott Elementary characters go to the bar in It's Always Sunny? Is there an episode of them in It's Always Sunny? That's what I'm asking.
I want to see that. I
Yeah.
think that would be fun.
Yeah, let them just go ham.
Yeah. I swear.
Yeah, since it's going from kid-friendly to adult-friendly. Yeah, I think the jokes are there. The comedy is there. Some of these characters that I didn't like the principal, she's been so better written because of all the mistakes in 3. Like, she's another one of those characters where I'm like, she kind of was a breakout star in 3 because of how bad it was.
She might be my favorite character.
Oh, okay.
She might be the funniest character.
She is. She's by far the funniest character.
Controversial take, maybe, but I feel like Janine's the most boring character.
She's the most annoying.
Her jokes are usually not good, and she just does the same kind of conflicts.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's not really expanding as a character. Which is weird, because, Quinta Bronson playing her is the author, the writer.
Yeah. Show creator. I wonder if she's more distracted with that aspect of it. So when she plays her own character, she's just like, I could just play her like this. Well, on the back of her mind, she's like, did they get that shot? You know? I wonder how much oh, I forgot to put that on here. Goosebumps.
Oh,
The Vanishing.
Yeah.
What's his name? He played the dad in Goosebumps.
David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer, who plays Ross in Friends, right? And at one point, Ross is just the same dude. He never changes or they just stop writing for him.
This happens a lot.
And the interesting thing is David Schwimmer started taking over writing and directing. So I think one of the reasons why Ross kind of fell to the wayside like that is because he was just like, I could just play the character, but we worry about the others. The others are where we're going to develop everything else, you know?
That happens a lot of times with sitcoms, where the main character kind of stagnates.
Yeah.
Or
Ted.
Yeah, I would say a less popular one, because it's from the 50s, but Hawkeye from MASH was very similar as well.
Okay.
Everyone else was changing and growing, and he was still Same old Hawkeye with his dry martini, but he also was going to directing, and he directed the weirdest episodes.
Yeah, so see, there we go. They're just like, this is a job, but we want to do something else. And I think that's where that mindset is.
Probably.
Now, Goosebumps, The Vanishing. That was one of the funniest goddamn shows I've seen.
It's amazing. It's amazing the huge step up in improvement between this one and the first season.
It's a cohesive story with tolerable characters.
More than tolerable, but a lot of them are downright entertaining.
It's just so funny.
It's really fun. It got funnier and funnier.
Yeah, the ending didn't have to be that hilarious.
I know. The first episode is the weakest. And that's the one that has the most of like what I remembered from the last season with its clunky dialogue and not amazing pacing or jokes and whatnot. But yeah, as the episodes went on, they just got funnier and funnier and funnier. The last episode, definitely the funniest, in my opinion.
Yes, I'm amazed that I love the original run of Goosebumps. But of course, I watched it as a kid. That's how I know most of the Goosebumps, because I didn't actually read them.
I read them. I didn't have TV as a kid.
And I didn't like reading. Some thought I didn't know how to read. That's legit. For a long portion of my life, people thought I was illiterate. And the thing is...
Opposites attract, I suppose.
And you know I read, right? I clearly read. It's just sometimes I get so lazy. I just go, I don't want to do this.
I get it.
I just choose to not read. That's the thing. The quality of the first movie with Jack Black, right? And that director is the one who worked on the show here.
Yeah.
It's the same. If you love that movie, this season of Goosebumps is right there.
Captures it. Also, the the different individual stories it adapts this time around. First of all, I think was better done than last season did it.
Yeah.
More faithful, and also tied together better.
Yeah. It was weirdly awesome how well it tied together. It felt almost like this was the story that R.L. Stein wrote. And it's like, it's not. It's something somebody wove together.
Yeah.
But it still comes out as a Goosebumps.
I think having Stay Out of the Basement be the like core concept that permeates the whole of the show worked better as a launch pad for the other things to come out of it.
Yeah.
Because of the weird plant stuff going on. Where Night of the Living Dummy for the first season... It felt more like, and I guess this is happening.
Yeah, so this is another like very unique Goosebumps telling that doesn't have Slappy.
Yes,
Slappy's nowhere in there. We don't deal with any of that.
I mean, it doesn't always have to be Slappy.
Yep, we deal with an alien.
Alien question mark?
Plant thing, and that's your thing. And that's the whole thing. The basement thing. Okay, so he tells them not to go in the basement. When they go into the fort, Camp Nightmare, right? It's also a basement.
God. I didn't even realize. I was thinking about how the plant alien thing...
Ship.
It looked really good. Like, they didn't have it in shots often, and I thought it was clever that they have it, like, ominously floating. So it's usually floating just, like, out of frame of the window that they have. So they didn't have to animate it the entire time, or have whatever practical effect if they had anything. But it looked good. Like, it was moving around and doing stuff, and I believed it. I wasn't like, oh, this is CG. I was like, wow, that looks great. I wonder how they did that. There's a lot of good effects this time around.
Yes, there were. Yes, and then the comedy on top of it. I highly recommend it. Kitchen Nightmares, it's the same.
It's worse.
It's such a like shell of itself. You can just tell that he's just going to these places and not really trying.
It was so hollow. After a whole episode of like, no, I'm a chef and I do it this way. And then it's just like, all right, we have to sit down and have a real talk. All right, I'm ready to be better. All right, smiles all around. We're ready to be better. And it's like, that's it. Like, it wasn't even...
Well, it was also the slockiness of like... The son and daughter took over the restaurant. You're just like, that was so like pre-written. That this was the whole thing was, in order for them to get out of this hole, they needed Gordon's help. And then Gordon's production team was like, we need a story to tell. So they tell this story, and they actually, like, kind of piece something together. Where this family owned this restaurant that got destroyed in 2021 by a hurricane. And they decided to move their entire restaurant idea, what was it, 25 miles away to a different town.
Yeah.
And then, since then, they just blame the entire town that they're the reason their food sucks, not that they make bad food.
It was so... I saw a video a while ago where
Yeah.
it was talking about the last season of Kitchen Nightmares. And it was like, rather than... Like, there's clearly a real problem here. But instead, they focus on these other weird concepts to make a story out of. And it's like, but that's not the problem. This is obviously the problem.
Yeah.
And it's similar. Yeah, okay. Also, he had this part where he talked to the townspeople.
Yes.
And they were like, we want them to succeed. And I'm like, this is obviously fake.
Yeah.
What is this?
Well, they were just sitting in a room staring at a camera, and then Gordon just walks in and goes, okay, let's talk. And just leaves. After a few minutes, he just leaves, and they're still just sitting there. And it's like, did you hold them hostage?
There was another part. This one was like weird because it stood out to me. Because he was sitting down and talking with the chef guy, and it was like a normal conversation. You know, they're just talking, and the chef guy's like, I don't want to. You know, I think I do something. I think I'm doing good. And Gordon's like, all right, but you need to believe me. And you could see the chef guy start to be like, I understand, like, just like trying to resonate with Gordon. But then Gordon interrupts and goes, and I'm not just saying this for the camera. This isn't about TV or anything. And then he makes the TV crew go out and, like, film through.
Yeah. Even though he's like, turn off the cameras, we still have footage of it.
Yeah, it just feels so fake.
Yeah. Yeah, and then somehow, the whole reason he's doing New Orleans is to lead us up to the Super Bowl, which is in 2 weekends from now.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing that this show's going to wrap up soon.
I hope, you know.
But this restaurant we're talking about, isn't in New Orleans. So now I'm more confused.
It's not?
No, it was like in the like boondocks out there.
But I get the idea. It's like, oh, everyone's gonna be in New Orleans for the Super Bowl. I'll be on this show, and people will hear about our restaurant.
Yeah, but I'm like, do you really think they're gonna make that 25-mile drive to the town that you hate?
It's also just so weird because another thing is a lot of people. A negative side effect from classic Kitchen Nightmares was that people didn't want to go to the restaurant because they associated the restaurant with how bad it was when Gordon went the first time.
Yeah.
And so it's like weird.
It is. I wanted to bring up Kitchen Nightmares just because I was really upset that that's what it became.
Yeah.
It's
like most of Gordon's shows, just going through the motions at this point. It's very disappointing.
It is. Okay, I do have Pokemon news.
Yeah.
It's about the Pokemon trading card game Pocket.
Yep.
As of today, when this podcast drops, there'll be a new pack. Mm-hmm. And you can do trading.
Yeah.
Yep, the new pack is called the Space Time Smackdown.
Cool.
And it will feature Palkia and Dialga cards.
I'm excited.
Yes.
Because, like, I was just about getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I've kind of lost interest.
Yes.
And new packs will reinvigorate that.
Yes.
This is the level that they should maintain, I'm going to say. I don't know how feasible that is.
Well, they're going to start doing their events again, right? Mm-hmm. Because they just wrapped up that. So we're going to get, like, those promo packs and more cards than just what they're giving us now. And they're going to change up the game. Mm-hmm. You know, the way it's been played. And hopefully knock out that stupid Celebi crap.
Yeah, that's the thing. I want more options gameplay-wise.
Yes.
Like, the way the battle system works in this game, I think is very good and efficient, and I like it a lot. But I also want other things, like challenge mode.
Yes. Yeah, when you talked about that, I was like, oh, man, it's got to be coming.
Yeah. I think, like, only use, like, unevolved Pokemon. Mm-hmm. That, you know, weird stuff like that.
You just have limitations. Mm-hmm. Less cards in your deck.
Use 3 different energy types.
No.
See if you can figure out something with that.
No, that would be unplayable. That would be very unplayable. So, this is the end of Coffee Break.
Yeah.
I have no question this week. Like I said, we're still going through the sickness.
Yeah, sorry.
What are you working on this week? You got anything?
I mentioned it. I'm currently putting together a Ruby Arrowfell review.
Nice.
It's gonna be fun.
Okay.
The game was
Amazing. I saw you play it. Nothing short of what Ghost of Tsushima or Wukong Black Myth.
yeah.
What was another great? God of War.
The first
Both of
Ruby
them.
game, Grim Eclipse, which is super bad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it looked terrible.
Yeah.
I'm working on another film review. It's probably going to be Godzilla 1998, the Matthew Broderick one.
Oh boy. That was in
Because-
98?
Yeah.
What?
We're old,
I
dude.
thought it was past 2000s at least.
No.
Oh, the World Trade Center is still gonna be up.
I think they are.
Oh, I think it's like an important part of the movie.
I thought he climbs up the golden... No. Oh, my God.
The Golden Gate Bridge.
Gosh. That's the other Godzilla. No, I like this one because he's in New York and it makes no sense.
I remember really liking this one. It's been like 2 decades since I've seen it.
Oh, really?
It's been I was a child when I watched it. Clearly,
Okay.
it was in 98.
I used to watch it all the time as a kid because I really like this one. It's a fun, wacky way to tell Godzilla, and I just wanted to have a fun review with it. Mm-hmm. And then I'm also working on Assassin's Creed, where we're just going to keep going with the story. I'm almost done with it.
Yeah, you've been like putting it off because you didn't want to record with the gross voice
Yeah.
of the sickness.
Yeah. And I'm going to do a demo. I can't remember the name of the game.
What does it look like?
Cool. So when that demo comes out, you'll know the name of the game. But sadly, right now, I literally have no clue what I downloaded.
Nice.
I just thought it looked cool, and I was like, we'll try it.
You know, I love demos.
Me too.
I,
You should make a demo of every game. Make
Yes.
demos of demos.
You-
You know what? Make your games just demos
You
and
press-
call them Silent Hills.
How dare you? Oh my god.
Welcome to PT.
Sad.
Well, that's what they did to it.
I know.
Hey, Silent Hill 2 is on its way to making 2 million copies. Mm-hmm. I love that. I'm just so excited for that because that just tells Konami, if we keep making Silent Hill, people will buy it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, we were sitting here waiting for you.
We always wanted it. You just kept not making Silent
You had-
Hill.
yeah, you
you
had
made
no
like
clue.
weird like Call of Duty clones.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll see how they do with Snake Eater Delta.
Yeah.
Is that not what it's called?
Sorry, it's just the name Snake Eater is funny to me.
Okay. Okay. Well, you guys have a good one. Bye.
Bye bye.